What is up, you guys? It's James from James' Jept House. Today, we're going to talk about a couple different things. First, I want to talk about selling your animals locally. I have, 13 baby Asian forest scorpions left. I sold like 2 or 3. A couple died right at the beginning. Everyone's eating great. Everyone ate when I fed them the other day. Now, of course, the scorpion market's a lot different than snakes and geckos and lizards and all that good stuff, but it's a lot tighter. There's not a lot of people doing it. It's a lot harder to make sales. And so I know there's a show coming up in San Francisco, February 8th and 9th. And I'm going to be hopefully vending that show. So when I have a couple to bring, I want to save like 6 or like 5 or 6. They'll be bigger by that time. But I don't want to post all of the ones I have that I'm not going to bring for sale because I'm not going to sell any of them. If you have a lot, no one wants to buy them. If you have a couple, it becomes a commodity that not everyone could have. And so I picked out 4. I picked out the biggest 4. These 4 I'm going to post, and I'm going to let you guys know how it goes, and then we'll hop right into the rest of the video. So here I am, back on the couch. This is my lovely girlfriend Sherry. Are you ready for some questions?
Okay, I'm down.
All right, because I have my list on my phone, but my phone is my camera. So that's good. What was the first question? When you first, so we met on Tinder.
Stop.
First off, when you first saw pictures with, I think I had one with a snake and one with a tail whip scorpion on my face.
On the face, yeah.
Yeah, how did that make you feel?
I thought it was pretty interesting and cool. Thought it was very daring, but I didn't realize how harmless they were. But yeah, I thought it was really neat. Thought it was eccentric.
And at what point did I tell you I had a bunch of animals?
Wow. Not until like a week or so later, or I just didn't realize it. Because you were like, oh yeah, I have a couple of lizards or geckos, or I have a snake as well. I'm like, oh cool, I have a snake, had it for like 14 years through the family, so it was kind of like not too far off. I don't know.
Before, this is kind of a hard one, but before you found out I had a bunch of animals, what did you expect my hobbies to be?
I expect you to be like a normal boy. Like,
what are normal boy hobbies?
Like play games and stuff. Maybe sports. Wasn't quite sure exactly.
Yeah, if no one knows, I don't really watch TV.
Right.
I mean, we watched movies the last couple nights.
But it's on my phone.
Rare.
It's not like we have an actual like TV or anything. What else? I assume you'd be into cars and stuff like that. My whole family.
I have been getting recently, yeah.
Small things.
Small things. When I first bought the Lily White, which was $1,000, what did you think about that, and how did that make you feel?
I was surprised. I was shocked just because I was at a friend's house getting my hair done, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I just bought a gecko. Just wanted you to know." It's before I even moved in, so he was like concerning me and the expenses. I thought it was pretty sweet. But I was like, okay, well, I don't really know how this is going to take you, but if it progresses you forward, I don't see why not. That was very cool.
Yeah, and it's super, not easy to do now, but because I've bought such expensive animals, it's so easy to go and buy something without thinking too much about it. Because then I bought the black knife for $1,400. I got a paddleless whiteout fat tail. I paid $400, but they go for about $800.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the pair of blue beauties for $700, $750 to have them shipped. So it's like, it's getting easier, and that's not a good thing. That's a bad habit to get into.
It's a bad habit to get into.
What are you most excited for in terms of business? Does that make sense?
In terms of business, like for money's sake or for like long-term making this into like a job, like a full-time career type thing?
Yes, that's the second one.
Okay. I'm very excited. I think it's really cool. It's getting me more into things like this. And I love working with the animals. I love watching you work with animals, like especially. It's pretty fun. Getting to see all these cool different kinds. Like you keep getting a new gecko or like a new like snake. I'm like, I've never even heard of this. So
It's some of the stuff I haven't even heard of.
Right. For sure.
Okay, I have one more. I think one more. Now that you have been exposed to the community a little bit, and like I'm sure you've seen some animals on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any, and it doesn't have to be a reptile, animal that you wish I would work with, so it was just like you could have it in the house to like look at or play with?
I want a sugar glider so bad.
Yeah, those
They're
are
so cute.
Yeah.
They're tiny. It's like a blizzard. Just hold them down.
We live in California, so they are illegal. And they do actually require a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
But they make good pets.
They're very
Because you
cute.
do have to give them a lot of attention. And you have to get two.
Right.
If anyone's
They get
still
lonely.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will physically die of loneliness.
That is so upsetting.
Yeah.
My God.
Rats can do the same thing, but
Mhm.
it's way worse than sugar gliders. What other questions?
Do I have?
Yeah, you got questions for me?
Oh, it's a hard one.
Take your time. I can edit out the long pause.
I don't know. I didn't know I was asking questions.
I didn't know either.
Prompted it. But, what's the next step? Like, are we gonna move into like a bigger place to put more stuff eventually? No, that's kind of like a weird topic.
Eventually, yes. That's not the next step, and it's kind of weird when you're starting a business, when you say you're starting a restaurant. I think we talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I have good credit. Give me a loan for $100,000 to buy a spot, buy all the equipment, hire people, and get it off the ground for a couple months so you can build customers.
Right.
With reptiles, if you're doing it in your house or apartment like we are, it could happen so slowly. It can happen like dollar by dollar investment. So
Right.
I'm selling $60 worth of roaches tomorrow. I have it broken down into percentages of, if I make that $60, so much goes to this, so much goes to this. 5% pays part of my car, just so it's helping a little bit.
Right.
50% goes back in. So in theory, I have to make at least 50% profit on everything, or it's not worth it. Which is
Right.
really easy to do with, say, the lily white, because it's $1,000, and the care is like worth $20. It's the same care as gecko that sells for $20, but I can sell it for $1,000. And once I get all my expensive animals raised up and ready to breed, because everything's 6 months to a year away before I can breed it, all my really expensive animals. Hopefully I have more of a name for myself by then. I have a
Right.
business card, I go to shows, but you're not going to sell expensive animals at shows. You're going to sell them online, and I haven't got there yet where I want to ship. But once I start doing that, it will help me pay off my car a lot faster.
Right.
I can put, a couple grand in the bank, and we can start looking at houses. Having a house would really help.
Just the space. I
the
feel like that's
space
the
and-
issue. If there is an issue.
Mortgage on like a 2-3 bedroom house is the same as like the two of us are paying rent,
Don't remind me.
which is insane because no one can afford a down payment.
Right.
In the state of California, no one buys a house. So once we can get to that point, it would make a lot of sense to just make a whole room for reptiles, and I could put a desk in there, and then it's
Right.
temperature controlled. And I know we had problems in our room; it was getting too warm, and we wanted it cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they're in the living room, we have to make sure the living room stays. It's always kind of warm in the living
Yeah,
room.
it's pretty.
And it has to
pretty
be. It
warm,
has
yeah.
to be.
It's not bad.
Crest geckos can't go below like so much. I mean, they can get cold compared to a lot of stuff, but it's all slow steps into a house. But a lot of it is building stock and
Stunks.
making it stonks, making a name for myself. But yes,
Absolutely.
a house is the goal. A nice house is the end goal.
Right. You gotta work for that nice house though, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's very awesome that it pays for itself in the long run as well.
Yeah, if you're willing to do that. A lot of people won't though,
Right.
because it does put stress on the animals, but at the end of the day, they're my animals, so
But yeah, no, I feel you. That's kind of like the only kind of question I had. I have good faith in you and where you're taking it, and it's pretty sweet.
Ask me how much money I'm gonna make this year.
How much money are you gonna make this year?
$1 million. That'd be nice. Yeah.
Are you gonna share?
I mean, I bought you pizza earlier.
You bought me pizza, $1 million worth of pizza?
Like 20. I think that's good. Well, you gotta say who you are.
Oh, I'm Sherry. Hi.
This is Sherry. Her Instagram is my
No.
dad is from.
No, don't bring up my Instagram, please.
No one's actually watching. You know, I have like 1,300 views on all my videos together.
Really?
Yeah, because I went on the desktop version of YouTube on my phone,
Oh, and
where
actually
you
pops
can
up.
actually like check all that stuff. 1,300 views.
Moving on up.
Oh, and I told the people yesterday, because I'm at 19 subscribers and I've been at 19 for like a week. If I hit 20, I'm gonna give away a gecko locally. A baby.
Smash that like button.
You'll subscribe.
Subscribe button.
Yeah.
Smash that one as well. Follow all of his handles. James Jeptiles, Twitter, YouTube,
Facebook, they're on
Instagram.
YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
JamesJeptiles@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Enter in for the giveaway.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. You Deb.
Yeah.